Hello, trainee. My name is Cody Data, the owner of Dr. Insomniac's Coffee and Tea. I've operated the business for over 10 years. I've personally made well over 500,000 different espresso beverages. I've trained hundreds of people, and I've been in this business for a long time. So I'd like to think I know what I'm doing. The business has won several awards, People's Choice Awards, where people voted in, and we have won the Best of Marin 4 times in a row. We've won the Best of the Bohemia. We've been awarded the Marin Magazine Editor's Choice Award, as well as various other awards. The point being is that this video is important because it will allow you to transition into this job very smoothly with minimal stress and minimal effort. I encourage you to replay this video as needed and listen. Come in with any questions that you may have, and I'm sure you'll be happy working here. It's a fun job, it's a great job, and it allows people to progress in their life. It allows people to earn a living and still have plenty of time to do the things that they want to do to progress in their life, whether it's a school or a passion or a hobby of some sort. The ability to come in early and get hours in and make good money and be done early in the day is priceless. That's what's going to help you to progress in life. So now I would like to go through the training manual with you. That way everyone knows the same thing. There's no confusion as to whether things were told and if things were maybe expressed differently between other people. This video is for a consistent training program. With that, I'll begin. So the mission of Dr. Insomniacs is to provide each and every one of our guests with a high quality beverage and food with sincere, friendly service. Okay? So that means being nice, being polite, being yourself, and trying to do the best we can to make sure that the customer is happy. We believe that service must come from the heart. We believe that only the best ingredients must always be used. We believe that people come first. We believe that commitment to our daily visitors and our community is priceless. We believe that we have much more here than just great coffee, great food for a great community. Something beyond words, but rather something that is only experienced. And you, working as part of the team, will be part of the Dr. Insomniac's experience. To begin, I'll talk about the general appearance of yourself. So all team members must come to work clean and appearing fresh and awake. A lot of times they're early morning shifts and we tend to cut corners and maybe won't brush our hair as much as we may usually do so, or brush our teeth or wash our face, whatever it may be. Is plan ahead, get to bed early so you can get up early, refreshed, and with enough time to take care of your appearance before coming into work. So hair must be combed and clean. Long hair must be tied back or managed from free flowing. So this is important because I know a lot of ladies and some guys like the long hair, which is fine, but what's important to realize is while you're moving behind the counter, there's beverages next to you, there's food items, and with the long hair whipping across, sometimes it does drag through food and it's just unsanitary. So that California Health Code requires all long hair to be managed so it's not free flowing. So that means tied back. It can still be comfortable. We don't want you to be in an uncomfortable position for your shift, but the point is that it can't just be dangling all over the place. It's got to be managed somehow. If you'd like to wear a hat, you can wear a hat. Hair nets are an option as well. They're not absolutely necessary unless you'd like to. You could just simply tie your hair back somehow or wear a hat. So enough said about that. Fingernails must be clean. It's important that people look at our fingernails as we're passing out food items and beverages, and if our fingernails are dark and dirty, it leaves a very bad impression. So fingernails, clothing must be clean. Don't come to work with stinky old clothing that looks like you pulled it out of the hamper with wrinkles all over it. I'm sure you won't, but I say this because, again, I've seen a lot of things, and I have to mention them now, doing this for 10 years plus. So again, make sure you brush your teeth, come to work fresh and awake. It's pretty common sense, but you'd be surprised what I see throughout the years. Don't wear too much cologne or perfumes. Oftentimes people are allergic to things, they have certain sensitivities, so try not to limit the use of cologne and perfumes. Facial piercings should not be used at work. So we understand people like to express their personalities, and we have nothing against that, but we have found that customers, especially more traditional, experienced customers, are offended by it. So that's the way reality is. You can wear whatever you want when you're not at work, but while you're at work, we don't want any facial piercings. Sometimes if it's very modest, if it's a small nose ring of some sort, we could make small exceptions, but other than that, we'd like everyone to look professional in that matter. Thank you. Then, never use profane language or argue while on the floor. So if there's a problem with you and another coworker or you and a manager, it's best to hold your tongues, remain polite, respectful to each other, and bring it up later after the shift is over in private. Talk about it and resolve whatever differences there may be. Oftentimes we get into this rush mode and we blow things out of proportion. We tend to make things bigger than they are. So during the shift, while you're working, it's important to always remain polite and pleasant. And if you're frustrated and got your burrs up and tight, and you have the facial expression that you're irritated, it transmits to the customer. So it's important to remain pleasant, smile, fake it, basically. You don't want the customer to see you upset. It's very important. It makes the customer feel uncomfortable, and it makes them feel tense. We want our customers to be happy, relaxed, and not become irritated because we're irritated. So it's our job to try to keep the customer happy. And smiling at all times and being pleasant and polite is a good way to do it. Another way to do it is to follow the procedures that I'm going to set forth here, by taking the order properly, repeating the order, making the drinks properly. Those all play into the customer's happiness. And I'll continue. So washing hands, you must always wash your hands every 30 minutes, okay? So let's say you're on the register and you're handling money, and for some reason you have to go and make a beverage. Well, you have to wash your hands between the touching the money and making the drink. Let's say you're sweeping or mopping and you come in and you have to help during a rush. Even if it's not touching food, The sure fact that you're touching cups and people's Java sleeves and napkins is enough to require hand washing. So people are very sensitive to this, and they will watch for this. So they'll notice if you just come out of the back room, if you just come out of the bathroom, if they saw you sneeze, scratch your hair, touch your nose, put your hands in your pocket. Believe it or not, people get a little apprehensive. They want your hands to be clean. So it's important that you take the time to show the customers that your hands are clean by going to the sink in the front of the store and washing your hands with soap and warm water. The customers will notice that. They'll feel assured that the company is following proper hygiene, and again, it makes the customer happy. So make sure you wash your hands. So if I was working and I just touched my nose like that because I felt a little piece of dust there, well, I'd have to wash my hands. I'd go wash my hands, come back, finish a drink. It's that important. Next, if you go outside, smoke a cigarette. Let's say you go outside and you see someone's dog, and you start talking to the customer, and you get introduced to the dog and you pet it. You have to wash your hands. Anything that could potentially contaminate your hands, you have to wash afterwards. And again, remember, money is filthy. Money is very dirty. So even if we're giving change out, it's considered having contaminated hands. And then again, be mindful people are watching you and the way that you treat their food and beverage. This means don't touch cups and tea bags or eating utensils with your bare hands. Always use tongs to pick up food. Wear gloves when preparing food items. Alright, so I believe enough said about that. I'm going to talk about now how to actually handle the cups. Okay, you may think that this is common sense, but handling a person's cup is a personal thing because they're going to put that cup to their lips. Okay, so it's important that when you handle someone's cup, either a paper cup or a mug, it's important to remember some important things. The objective is to remember that people are very particular about sanitation. Therefore, never touch the rim of a cup. So you know what I mean by the rim of the cup, the top of the cup. You never want to touch the top of the cup with your hands. Grab the cup in the middle of the cup, and then, if needed, grab it by the bottom. So you're showing the customer that you respect the fact that they will be drinking out of this cup. The customers do not want to see your hands or fingers touch the place where their lips will be. Always push the Java jacket up rather than pushing the cup down. So that means when you put the Java jacket, which is a sleeve over the hot cup, pulling the cup down through the Java jacket rather than pushing it this way. When placing a Java jacket on a cup, never push the cup down while placing your fingers or hands on top of the cup. Again, the objective here is to respect the customer's cup. Some people are so particular about this that they will never come in again if they see you violate their cup. Always grab a tea bag from the top of the tea bag. Never touch your fingers or hands on a tea bag. Never let the customer see you touch your fingers or your hands on the tea bag. Be very respectful. Grab the tea bag from the top and lay it into the cup without touching the actual tea bag. Next, do not place a lid on a cup unless your hands are clean and sanitized. The lid is a personal object when it is on a cup that someone will be drinking from. Be aware that if you have been handling money, your hands are dirty. even though they may not look dirty. Money is very filthy and may contain many bacterial germs. If the customer absolutely requests a lid, have the barista person place the lid on for you. Inform the customer that your hands, because you've been handling money, are not sanitary at this time, and you respect that you do not want to contaminate their lid with bacteria. So if you allow the customer to understand, they will know what's going on. They won't think that you're just dissing them because you don't want to put their lid on. If you just explain, my hands aren't absolutely sanitary because I've been handling money or whatever, you understand. Okay. When someone gives you their personal mug, their own cup to put a drink in, there's sometimes a lid. So if the lid's still on it, just ask them politely, very politely, ask the customer to remove the lid for you. The reason is that if we touch their lid, we may contaminate our hands with any bacteria that may be on their lid. Then as we touch other cups, we will cross-contaminate the other cups. Simply ask the customer, it's like this: for health code reasons and sanitation purposes, could you please remove your lid for me? Okay? That's all it takes. It's just explaining the situation to the customer by saying something like, for health code reasons and sanitation purposes, could you please remove your lid for me? And again, wash your hands often. This means anytime you leave the work area, you must wash your hands when you return. You must wash your hands anytime you touch any body part or money or anything that is not sanitary. This includes things such as broom handles, mop handles, wiping tables, scratching your head, rubbing your face or nose, coughing, sneezing, or rubbing your eyes. You may wash your hands in the presence of the customers so the customers can be guaranteed that your hands are clean 100% of the time. Okay, so next we'll talk about uniform and appearance. Okay, so uniform and appearance. Our shirts that we use for our uniform is a dark blue polo shirt or a dark blue button-up shirt. You'll see the color. It's a very dark burgundy color. No logos or designs are required. Just a simple black polo shirt. The shirt should be in good condition, not faded or with holes in it. Okay? And again, the goal is to present ourselves in the best possible way. This means making sure our uniforms look clean and are not wrinkled or appear overly damaged. Our pants. Pants should be dark black. Black jeans are okay if they're not faded or torn. Pants must be clean and appear presentable. This means no holes, fades, or bleach marks. Skirts are not allowed, shorts are not allowed. So what works really well is like blue or black khaki pants. They don't have to be overly expensive or fancy, just some basic blue or black pants that are not faded jeans. Okay? Shoes. Your shoes must be non-slip with soft bottom and must cover your toes. Tennis shoes are okay if they are soft bottom and do not cause slips. Dress shoes are not allowed. Sandals are not allowed. Okay, so dress shoes are not allowed because they're very slippery on the bottom and you'll tend to slip all over the place. Sandals are not allowed because if something hot spills on your feet, it's going to burn you. And high heels are definitely not allowed. Okay, no particular color of shoe is required. Any color shoes you want, as long as the shoes are safe to work in when floors are wet. Aprons. You will be assigned several blue aprons. It is your responsibility to take these home and wash them as you would your uniform. You are responsible for bringing a clean apron with you to work and taking home the apron with you when finished working. Please keep your aprons and uniforms clean. Wearing your apron. Aprons should be worn around your neck and around your waist. Wearing aprons around your waist does not look professional and will cause your shirt to become excessively soiled. So what this means is make sure you put your apron over your neck and down. Some people like to fold the apron in half and put it around their waist. We tend to keep full aprons because we're working around beverages and it looks more professional, it looks sanitary to have that full apron. Okay, no big deal. Just things for you to, so you're not wondering. Okay, so uniform procedures. Okay, so again, you'll be responsible for keeping your own uniform and acquiring your own uniform. And you can get your uniform anywhere you like. You may already have a blue shirt in your closet. That'll be fine. Okay, so now switching gears. Okay, this is some important stuff coming up, so pay attention.